Coming to you every week from no place in particular, this is the Forever Road Podcast featuring Bosco. He's a music lover, a historian, and a connoisseur of the obscure. Find us on some great platforms like iHeart and Spotify, and even more as we keep growing. Now, pointed down that Forever Road are your hosts. Here is Mr. Worldwide, Will Craig, and Bosco.
Good evening. Yes, Forever Road Podcast. I am Bosco. Join me this week is Mr. Worldwide, Will Cray.
Well, I'm always
He's
here.
back.
I'm always here, except for last week.
I want to go fishing.
I got yelled at all weekend.
Oh, yeah?
Oh yeah,
I was going to ask how to...
It was terrible. I shouldn't have gone. It was getting yelled at, and then I had migraines Saturday and Sunday. It was awesome.
Really?
Yeah.
Speaking of migraines, and this may sound unpopular, but for dudes anyway, my doll actually works.
I have a special med for migraines.
My doll actually works for dudes, and for dudes that can't take any, really like me, that can't take anything stronger. But what was your special medicine? Sorry.
I have an actual med that my doc gave me, but
so
yeah,
like
it's
prescription.
supposed to work, but I'm supposed to take it when my head's right before the migraine, but it's like I always hit it too late, so I just have to suffer. But the nice thing about my migraines is it's usually like voices and really bright light that mess with my head. So it's like lower light is usually okay. Like if I sit in a room or something and with like a light on, or like quiet like sounds, I'm fine. But it still feels like a vice just cracking my head open. It's so awesome.
Sounds like
I almost threw up from it a couple times. It was rough.
For the most part, unless it's a pinched nerve, that's the only way I get migraines now. But for the most part, I usually don't. It's very rare that I get migraines.
Mm-hmm.
So, in the event I do, it's usually like because I'm severely dehydrated, things like that. And
yeah, I get that.
Yeah, then it's rough. But anyway, how was your week?
It was a lot better this week. Last week was really rough because I had to deal with somebody who was incompetent. But this week was great. The people that I worked with were actually good at their job.
Nice.
Yeah, it was awesome.
So you didn't have, you did rather have, didn't have a new guy.
No, I didn't have. The one guy that I worked with on Monday, he's new, but he was actually trained really well. Was it on Monday that I had him? Yes. And then I had the guy who trained him I didn't even work Monday. It was Tuesday that I had him. The guy worked with me who was new. And then I had Wednesday and Thursday, the guy who trained him, who's even better. And then yesterday was Friday. Holy crap. My week was off. Actually, funny enough, on all my paperwork this week, except for Friday, all my dates were wrong. They were all a day off. And the office lady was like, "Yeah, I was gonna tell you about it. Come on, you should tell me, please." But
yeah. Let me know when I make a mistake like that.
yeah, and then the Friday I had a different guy, and he's new.
Yeah.
Wasn't as good, but he was decent. And he even offered me snacks, but I was like, "No, good. I'm good, homie. I have my own."
This past week, I drove back and forth from our plant to
Mhm.
College Park, 2 different plants. Sorry. And we had 2 trucks go down Thursday.
That sucks.
Oh, Tuesday. And I was off Wednesday because Mrs. Bosco had a doctor's appointment. Then Thursday I went back up to College Park, and then I found out, hey, we really need help down here. So I had to go back to our plant and make it.
Jeez.
So yeah.
That's...
I'm up there in Forest Park getting parts for the truck that's broke down in College Park.
Yep.
Yeah. And then hauled ass back to Macon. So when I got back down there, had to fix things that's going on down there in Macon. I was like, well, that's my day because I'm not going back to College Park.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
And then yesterday I went and got some ink work done.
Nice.
I added to my
Punisher
my
skull.
tattoo. Yeah, got some pistons going through there. And
Nice.
It didn't hurt on this part here or here, but when she got right in there, that
Yep.
sweet meat right there, boy.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
this tattoo, this is the most painful one I've had. Oh, that way. Yeah, this one down in here.
Yeah, oh yeah,
That was rough.
and that sweet meat.
Oh yeah. Thank God I got it done now, so the rest of my arm shouldn't be too bad. Yeah, I need to call my buddies artist and set up an appointment and get some more symbols for the thing that I'm getting done.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What Oh well, I guess we'll find out. Is it like family heritage stuff? Or
No,
is it just...
it's the album that really got me into metal music. Now each song has a symbol from it. It is "The Sin in the Sentence" by Trivium.
Okay.
Like, I mean, Metallica was huge, and then like big, I was like, "Ooh, metal's cool." And then it's like, "Oh, here's this other band," and it's like takes it to the next level. It's like, "Ooh, now I'm gonna deep dive into this." Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was my tipping point of really getting into music. So I decided, shoot, years ago that this was going to be what I did. I wanted all the symbols.
Well, I mean, my band. My band tattoo is that one right there.
Yep.
And which surprise, I know everybody.
I can take a guess. I think I might know who it is.
Could you see what it was? Let me see.
I know it flashed real quick. There we go. Yeah, it's the Allman Brothers Band, obviously. Duh. Who else would it be?
Actually, I'll do you one better.
I thought at least it's not.
And I'd have to
Dion.
stand up for this.
Oh my God, he's going to show me his butt.
I have pants on.
Ah!
Shorts on.
Now we're going to get demonetized. Thanks, man.
That.
Freebird.
Yeah, actually, I saw that on a Leonard Skinner T-shirt, and I said, "That's cool. I want that as a tattoo."
That works.
And I took a picture of it with my phone and I sent it to my tattoo at the time, my tattoo guy at the time. And he was like, cool, man. I need a cell phone. I was like, cool. I have an extra cell phone that you can have in trade. So, bam.
Cell phone for tattoo. Dang, that works.
Yep. So that was my two music tattoos right there.
Nice.
And those are the only two I did not design myself.
Hmm.
I designed my other ones. So
Yeah.
but
I
yeah,
didn't design
we're-
mine.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why. I was asking the girl yesterday. I said, why do people like tattoo? Why is it they're addictive? Why,
It's
what
that
makes
pain.
them? That's what she said. That's what my wife said too.
People are masochists.
It hurts so good.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that's yeah. Um,
All right.
but yeah, other than that, man, I mean, it was ripping and running all week and trying to fix things and trying to deal with Mrs. Bosco's appointment
Yeah.
and all that, and then trying to put this thing together. Which I know that I've reviewed this movie before, but
But we
have
haven't
not
done
seen
it
it.
together.
Right.
Yeah.
And I wanted to get in here and see what your take was on on everything. So,
Mm-hmm.
and I was hoping we'd see folks in the chats and see
They
how
don't
things
lo-
are going.
They don't love us tonight, except for Folksy. She's the only one who loves
yeah.
us.
She did pop in earlier. I don't know if she's still here, but she did pop in earlier.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Actually, the cool thing about my little Chromebook that I use is it also has my chats from my phone hooked to it.
Okay.
So when somebody sends me a chat, it pops up here on my Chromebook. Boom. Or somebody sends me a text. Sorry.
Yeah.
It pops up here on my Chromebook. And then I see it here and I can just type it out and so yeah.
Got it.
Let's see. I'll post a question real quick. Oop. Anybody in the chats, post down below or comment over to the side. I don't know what side I'm on. I just see where I'm at.
In
What's
the
your
comments
favorite tattoo?
down below after the video, if you watch it after or that way.
Is it that way?
Sure.
Or that way?
It's that way that you just pointed.
Okay, that way.
It'll be to your stage left, I think.
He went that way.
It's that way. Actually, that's where our title is. But
But
that's fine.
Gosh, if you've seen the Blues Brothers, please leave a comment below. Tell me what your favorite part of the movie is. Welcome to Forever Road Podcast. I am Bosco. This is Mr. Worldwide. We are here this week live, which I'm having fun doing this live. What about you?
Yeah, this is fun.
Okay.
Did you just do another intro right there?
Well, I did, but hang on. Wait a minute. I got to do some homework, some housework. Find us on Instagram, Facebook, Spotify, iHeartRadio, YouTube Music. I just dropped my pen. What I say? YouTube Music, iHeart, Spotify,
I think that's all of them.
Amazon Music, and regular YouTube, we'll be here weekly. This is your mental break away from all the sleepy old men politics. We got us that you can turn to for your, hopefully for your entertainment.
Yeah.
Try not to get too serious on our podcast because that's not why we're here.
Mm-hmm.
We wanted it to be fun, entertaining, maybe some informative. You know, I mean, if you learn something, then hey, cool.
If you learn something and you don't want to, sorry, too bad.
Oh, there's Turtle.
There's Turtle.
There he is. We missed him
Who's
last
that
week,
guy?
man.
Guys, he if you guys are listening, he likes to come into chat and say that he pooped.
Yeah. Glad everything's cleared up there for you, buddy. But so today we're going to cover the Blues Brothers. What did you learn? I have my show notes from when I did it before.
Mm-hmm.
What did you get from the movie?
It's a fun movie with a bunch of famous people in it, or famous musicians in it. It's fun. And I was like, oh, hey, 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 hey.
Yeah, I told you that would happen. You see people in this movie and you go, wait, what? So, a little bit of history of the Blues Brothers. You want to go with the history first, or
sling it?
Go into the movie.
Sling it. Just
all right.
Throw me some quick Blues Brothers facts.
Well, if you don't know, the Blues Brothers is Dan Aykroyd. Well, let me say this: Joliet, Jake, and Elwood Blues played by Dan Aykroyd and John Belushi, respectively. They started out, two comedians actually started out in SCTV. This is pre Saturday Night Live. If you're an old school Saturday Night Live, or maybe throughout the 80s, 90s, everybody remembers, Saturday Night Live being so popular and big. But this is back in the 70s. It was really, I think it was more, if you go back and watch, it was more raw, back then. But so these two guys get together, and Dan Aykroyd, being a huge blues fan, I might have to cut on some more lights.
You're good.
In here. I'm just looking at my notes. I'm like, but I don't know if this is in my notes or in this notebook or not. But him being a huge blues fan, he introduced John Belushi into blues. Because before they put the Blues Brothers together, he was a metalhead. He liked metal.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing's wrong with metal. Thinking unless it comes to screamo, then I'm out. But
what's wrong with that?
It's not my taste. I ain't knocking it. Everybody likes it. That's your thing. That's why I said I'm out. Me personally, not my type. I'm good. I like metal. I like the heaviest metal I'll probably get into is probably Five Finger Death Punch. That's probably about as heavy as I'll go.
Some bro rock or bro metal?
Is that what it is?
Oh yeah.
That's what's considered?
Bro metal or dad metal.
Dude, they did some dad metal. God.
Brother.
They did some good covers. And that's pretty much what I like. Anyway.
All right.
So
I listen to them too. Don't worry.
Turtle says definitely more raw on Saturday Night Live. So they would get together, and during the cutscenes or during the commercial breaks or whatever, they would get on stage and do the blues together. and then they would create these characters, and it was all created out of Dan Aykroyd's massive forehead. Because let's be honest, dude's
He
got
does have a big forehead. Oh my goodness.
some.
Actually, I wouldn't even consider it a forehead. That's a 5 head.
And I'm not knocking Dan Aykroyd later. So I guess this is a tale of, Dan Aykroyd turns into Elwood Blues, who after that turns into a Ghostbuster.
Mm-hmm.
You want to know the tie-in to Ghostbusters for this?
If I did, I didn't catch it.
Oh, you don't know the tie-in? Oh. And anybody in the chat, y'all can Google this, please. The original Ghostbusters, Slimer, the ghost of Slimer, is the ghost of John Belushi.
Really?
Yes.
That's weird.
Bill Murray's character was supposed to be John Belushi, but he passed away.
Mm-hmm.
We had Bill Murray come in and take that place. It was supposed to be John Belushi as Dr. Peter Venkman.
Yep.
But he died before, and then he died in 81, I think.
He died March 5th, 82.
Oh. So he was supposed to be in Ghostbusters, and they brought in Bill Murray. But yeah, Slimer, that's the ghost of John Belushi. According to Dan Aykroyd's writing, that's why he brought in Slimer. I don't know the connection with the whole gross eating slob thing, but maybe Dan knows. Apparently, Dan Aykroyd knows something we don't. Maybe John Belushi put away some groceries for real.
Yeah, that could easily be what it is.
So, Blues Brothers, obviously a musical review, consists of Juliet Jake Blues and Elwood, played by Aykroyd. Their black suits and
Fedoras.
Fedoras. I was trying to think of, thank you. You heard me stammer just then. Couldn't think of the name of it. Sunglasses were all paying homage to John Lee Hooker, B.B. King, and all those other blues players from way back in. Well, I say way back. At this point, it was 79 when they taped this movie and then released it in 80. Do we have any box office info from this?
Let's look it up.
Can you look it up?
I am there in a second. Box office 115.2 million on a 27.5 million.
Nice
budget. Ooh, that's not what I want.
What are the plays for that year? I wonder.
Say again. What other movies?
Where did Blues Brothers compete against? I don't know where they placed.
1980s movies. You got Cheech and Chong's. Next movie, you got Smoking the Bandit 2, Airplane. What else? Trying to look at other Academy. Died laughing. Caddyshack. That's important movie for 1980.
See.
Friday the 13th, another big movie.
Mm.
What else we got? Superman 2.
My mom was pregnant with me when she went to go see Blues Brothers.
Flash Gordon.
So,
oh dang.
Star Wars Episode 5. V is 5, right?
Yes.
Okay. Star Wars Episode 5.
That came out.
Empire Strikes Back.
That came out.
That's the number
80?
one movie from that. Yeah, that was the number one movie from 1980.
Adventure.
Excuse me while I turn my phone down.
Come on, man. I thought we were professionals, man.
No,
Ah,
no, we're just professionals. We're not pros.
dang, you're right. Got me there, buddy.
Star Wars Episode 5, and then 9 to 5. A movie called Stir Crazy. What do you think about that one? Kramer versus Kramer. Any Which Way You Can. Private Benjamin. Colt Miner's Daughter. Smoking the Bandit 2. Blues Brother was top out at 9th. And Ordinary People will round up the top 10 movies for 1980.
Nice.
Grossed 57,229,000. Universal Pictures. I remember being in Niagara Falls and went through a wax museum. There was a Blues Brothers wax right there.
Mm-hmm.
It was pretty cool. All right.
Nice.
Ready for this?
Back to the film.
Sorry.
I have no idea what you did. You kind of froze up there for a second.
Oh.
But going back to the film,
Yes, sir.
should we just go over a rough plot?
Go for it.
All right. Jake Blues gets out of jail, picked up his brother, and immediately it's Jake wants to get the band back together because that's what Elmwood promised.
Mm-hmm.
Turns out everybody else got a life. But Jake convinces Elwood that they'll still do it. So they go around trying to re-recruit their bandmates, and just goofiness happens. Hilarity. It was pretty easy to get, actually. Some of the whatchamacallit. At least getting the first 5 of them was super easy. Because they were performing as Murph and the Magic Tones.
Even to this day, I think that guy's like, aren't you Murph? But that's the thing. The key to it all were that the Blues Brothers itself, yes, they were a made-up band from a TV show, essentially, but they were legit musicians.
Yes, that's the
I always
funny.
struggle to say that word.
Yeah, it was made of real actual musicians in the band, which I thought was really cool.
Has anybody else in the chats or comment below, like I said, if you've seen Blues Brothers? Have we ever said that?
Probably that we saw the Blues Brothers. Yes, or we talked about that.
I want to know if they've seen Blues Brothers 2000. But anyway.
Well, anyways, we'll keep rolling. They kind of go through, and they find some of the bad German people, because YouTube doesn't like the actual word, if I'm correct. And they kind of push them off a bridge, and they swear their revenge.
You mean Rhineland National people?
Sure, that also works. The people with the silly windmill, that also works too.
Silly windmill.
Then they go down to recruit the last two members, they were down somewhere, and it was in a soul food restaurant. And song and dance. It was.
Wait. So, go ahead.
I was gonna say, no, you go first.
Okay. Do you? You just skipped right over like.
Skipped over like 30 minutes of movie. I know.
I'm saying.
I forgot about the murder plot.
The murder plot?
Carrie Fisher deciding to try and kill him constantly.
Oh, yeah. Before Princess Leia become Princess Leia? No,
this is about the
That's
same
after.
time.
Yeah, so
Or
Princess
just a little
Leia is
after.
a homicidal maniac. Apparently, she went to the dark side and tried to kill Juliet Jake.
I know, I'm wrong. Sorry, Folksy. I need to be better. And for the blind people, she said, how could you forget the murder plot? Dang it.
Damn it, Will.
I know. But you go. Continue.
So they get out of prison, and of course, you miss the entire jump scene with the car.
Oh yes,
bridge.
proving how good the vehicle was.
Uh,
Getting with the new Bluesmobile. Yes. Sorry.
You got mad. You traded the harmonica. No, you traded the blues. The original Bluesmobile was a Cadillac, and he shows up to pick his brother up, who just got out of prison, in a cop car.
Yep. With everything barely scratched off of it. That was the funniest thing ever. P1 on the door still. Yeah.
Oh
That
yeah,
was
yes
goofy.
sir. The awesome thing is it's an old Dodge Monaco, 1974 model Dodge Monaco, big block 440 plant. I mean, and it's all actually legit. What Elwood says in the movie, it's actually all legit information. Dan Aykroyd wasn't just reading off a script. He knew he's a gearhead, a legit gearhead in real life. Yeah. That's why in Ghostbusters the Cadillac hearse was his idea. But he did write the entire Ghostbusters movie, just like he did Blues Brothers.
Yeah.
So yeah, that whole 440-inch cubic inch plant, cop tires, cop suspension, that's all legit.
Because he originally traded the original Bluesmobile for a new microphone, if I remember correctly.
Which, if you really price out microphones,
With
like this one, I get it.
with a beat up car, yeah.
I think, if I recall correctly, the original,
especially then, when I'm sure microphones were even more expensive.
Right. The OG Bluesmobile.
But going through,
so they go back to their orphanage and find out. Now, why are they on a mission from God?
I forgot. Oh my god, I forgot so much of the movie. Oh my god!
I was like, wait, slow down, pump the brakes, bro.
Yeah, they go to the orphanage and
they meet the penguin, who has floating capabilities and apparently is a badass samurai with a yardstick.
The penguin is a nun. She is a nun that teaches kids. So obviously she beats them. But the thing is, the orphanage is going to be closing because the church won't pay the taxes on it. And I'm gonna break the movies a little bit and give some reality. Churches don't pay taxes. It would have never happened.
It's not the churches that pays the taxes; it's the orphanage.
Well, it's part of the orphanage
So-
was part of the church,
Oh, that's true.
so they would have never had to pay any taxes in real life. But since it's a movie, it's the dang tax man. It's Uncle Sam.
Yep.
So I think the Penguin says, go to church, go to this church and just see what it's about, right?
Oh yeah. Well, they go and they talk to who's the sister who ran them,
Or was it?
who ran the orphanage when the boys were little. She says, they were like, well, fine, well, we can help out. Just let me go pull some stuff together. She said, I don't want your filthy money. Kicks them all out, or kicks them both out of the place. Don't come back until you've redeemed yourself. They go find their buddy who
Helped raise them too.
Who helped raise them. This is old blues. Apparently he was like the janitor around the place. He tells them, hey man, y'all get squared away. Go and see Revlin, not to be confused with Cleotha, for those Wolfpack members who know. Cleophas. Go see Reverend Cleophas down at the church. And they walk in, and lo and behold, it's none other than James Brown. So this is our first musical act. And I'm going to tell you this. Have you ever been to a black church?
I've been to not a black church. I've been to churches in Africa, but no black churches. And they are completely different.
I'll be honest with you. I did not expect that.
Oh, yeah. I went to church twice when I went to Africa.
Do what?
Yeah, I was on a mission trip. So, yeah, we went to church. Heavily emphasized quotation marks around it. It was through my church, but we really were there to just meet people and hang out.
Yeah.
But
Church in Africa.
I
wonder what that was.
It was still 3 hours long.
Yeah.
Oh. And I'm sitting in the front row, and I am a known person to fall asleep in church. It is a known issue. And I fell asleep in the front row the first time we had
You
church.
should be ashamed.
It's who I am. Got to be more entertaining. Come on, get that Jesus stuff rolling. Come on. I don't think I'd fall asleep. I don't think I'd fall asleep in a black church. They move too much.
Down south, you won't.
No, they moving. They singing.
I don't know about
moving and grooving.
If it was really like that in a church in Chicago, but
in a Baptist church, maybe. But I don't know about a Catholic church. You know what I mean?
I don't remember what church that was. We went to years ago. It's a friend of my wife's.
Mm-hmm.
And I hadn't been to a black church before. And I walked in that church, and it was just like what you see on the Blues Brothers, man. I mean, they get down.
Yes.
I mean, and the guy was just, and he had that same cadence like what you see on TV. And I'm not trying to,
how James Brown kind of was, just.
Yeah. Yep. And especially when they get up there, man, it's something powerful. I'll be honest with you. It really is. But it was so they go see James Brown, and that was a first musical act encounter. And this is when he gets the epiphany.
He just with the rays of light.
Oh.
And then he starts dancing and doing flips, somersaults.
Yep.
I was like, whoa.
Yeah. They have the epiphany, let's get the band back together. And now they're on a mission from God.
Yes.
I'm trying to remember because I didn't watch the movie. I'm just pulling this off of memory. You watched it more recent than I have.
I watched it this morning.
Oh, this morning? You didn't do it last night?
I was so tired last night.
Okay.
You weren't following with the conversation. Don't even worry about it.
No. I was like, what? Too dark. What are we talking about? All right.
We got 13% too dark.
So they're on their way to go find what Turtle says he's never seen the movie all the way through. It really is. Now it has its slow points. You know, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like except for the ever luring death, you know, of everybody, you know, of Carrie Fisher trying to smoke, trying to kill Juliet Jake.
That was always those are kind of like funny spots. Billy Blow, boom, blah! And it's like they get up. Oh crap! I gotta go to work.
Yeah.
Hey, what?
Yeah. So they make it back to their hotel or their boarding room. You got my cheese whiz boy, and which is what I'll do that. I'll randomly spit that out at my kids. You got my cheese whiz boy. And they're like, huh? Man, you need to watch movies. Other than, never mind. I may kick a hornet's nest open if I say anything about that. So they go back to their boarding house. And in the meantime, now what you don't know or what we didn't bring up was they were getting chased around by the Department of Probation.
No, it was just the regular cops because he got pulled over for running a stoplight, but he went through on the yellow, and they're like license and registration. He had it under or they ran his name, and he had a license revoked. And
oh dear God, it was so much.
Like and so, yeah, let me take it to the back. And he just rips it in drive, and they right on out. And first car chase happens, and driving through the city, you forgot about the mall chase scene.
I thought that was
that was the first police chase. That was right, kind of at the start of the movie. Yeah. If I'm correct. And no, I could be wrong.
No. Let's say I think that was after the fact.
No, that was, I think mall chase was right away. Because the second police chase was the big one at the end.
You're right.
And so they
skipped them all.
They are driving police chase, and they're like, we got a lot. Jake's like, we got to lose the cops. So they drive into a mall.
You got us in this mall, pal. So you get us out.
Yes. Drive into a mall through the Toys R Us. They drive through, destroy everything in the mall. Oh, there's this shop. Oh, there's that shop. They kind of point them out, and then they later drive through them and destroy them. It's kind of funny. More than kind. It was really funny. Just drive that way. You like drive around and then purposely smash through a shop. Just that was great.
The new automobiles are out early this year. Just smash it through. And I think Bill Murray in that one when he was like, "Do you have Miss Piggy?" Was that Bill Murray?
I don't know. I didn't even see if Bill Murray well.
Right in the toy store. Let's see. I'm trying to look back and find my notes, seriously.
But they eventually, one of the cop cars flips in the mall because somehow it hit a jump or a ramp, and then the other one bounces into it. It gets on its roof and it spins, and it's the main cop who was what's his name? Trooper LaFong, Mr. John Landis, the director.
He's in it too.
And then they just go through, get away, and they just continue on. That's when That's when they start recruiting people, if I remember correctly, right?
Yes. Well, that's when they go back to their hotel.
Yes.
Or their boarding house. So, do you want to know what SCODS means?
Mm-mm.
SCMODS. Anybody know what SCMODS is?
Oh, yes, I know. It was the state, whatever. It's essentially the look system where they can look people up. That's how they figured out with Mr. Elwood Blues.
It is the state, county, municipal offender data system. It says Elwood Blues or Blues Elwood. License number, blah, 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 blah. Currently under suspension. Warrants outstanding. Parking 116. Moving violations 56. Arrest driver, impound vehicle. Proceed with caution. So there you go, folks. That's what the screen says. If you
have that up, yeah. And then what else?
If you actually watch the movie and you see that screen and you're not able to really read it, but in this day and age, everybody's got
the pause button.
So that's when, and the guy, the black cop, I can't remember his name in real life, but he goes on to play in several different movies and TV shows. He even more recently that I can think of, he was in Yellowstone. So yeah, he played cowboy in Yellowstone. But he was also in Supernatural. He's been in, I think he was in Jason Goes to Hell. Those are just a few things that I saw him in.
Which actor?
Hang on, I'm about to tell you. God, let's see. Prison Guard, Cab Calloway, James Brown. Shaka Khan was actually in that scene with James Brown in the church. Anybody knows? Stephen Williams. If you look him up, yeah, he's been acting for a long time.
I'll take your word for it.
Yep, 21 Jump Street, the Equalizer TV show. He was a cop in LA Heat. X on the X-Files. Rufus Turner on Supernatural. Yep, Stephen Williams been acting for a long time.
He was Rufus.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep.
Definitely a show that has a good cult following. The one guy, Turtle said, the one guy with the face.
Yeah, that dude.
The red light that we're talking about is on our microphones. On. There we go.
This red light? Is that what Foxy's talking about? Whatever. I don't know. I don't know. Unless she's talking about that whatchamacallit, song by the Police. In Roxanne.
Gosh. Yep.
Don't turn on that red light. Roxanne. Because I ain't about that life either.
I don't know. No.
I ain't selling my body. Unless it's the right price. Wait, what? Wait. Hold on a minute.
I'm not even sure about what's going on in the chats, man.
I am provoking the chat.
Speak English. What's she talking about?
Don't even worry about the chat.
Okay.
So
I hadn't even really paid attention a whole lot to it. I just kind of glance over every once in a while. But since we got a minute, just a minute, so it's more, we're trying to cut this thing down to an hour, but I don't think it's possible because we like to talk. I don't have an Only Dads account yet, man. Shh.
I have one for my Only Toes.
Only feet. Only feet.
No, that's Feed Finder. I ain't on that because I got some grubbers. But what were you gonna go into?
Yes, I want to talk about this very special, awesome 501c3 nonprofit organization. You've heard me talk about it before. Operation Tackle Box, healing through wheeling and reeling, not dealing. I mean, I don't think so. Anyway, no. They didn't get into the Ric Flair. I've been watching old WCW videos all day, so before coming on here. Operation Tackle Box, non-profit 501c3 organization. It is healing through wheeling and reeling, riding and fishing. They do a lot of. There you go. They do a lot of
they help veterans with the
Yes.
transition out of combat into regular civilian life.
Yep. They set up these fishing expeditions. That's the word I was looking for. My brain locked up. Fishing expeditions for our military veterans. They do a lot of good. They actually did a car wash, I believe Turtle was at the other day in Noonan, Georgia. He sent me some pictures. Well, not some pictures, but there was up there at Hooters in Noonan. He sent me a picture of a truck that I'll send you later on, Will. I ain't gonna post it here, but I thought it was pretty cool. Mm-hmm. And yeah, so y'all go check those guys out. Leave a donation, especially if you know any veterans. You know any veterans suffering from PTSD, anxiety. Of course, we all do. We all know somebody who's been overseas. Which I told my kid I'd give him a shout out. My son just deployed to Europe somewhere. The Aaron, who we had on here before, he deployed last week. He's out in Europe doing his thing, serving our country. But yeah. So y'all please go check out Operation Tackle Box. They do a lot of good for our men and women, especially healing through reeling. They take them out on fishing. I think they probably take them out for four-wheeling riding and things like that. I haven't seen. I didn't look. I went through their website a lot, but maybe I missed that part. They got some hats, T-shirts, decals, things like that. If y'all want to show them some love and support, OperationTackleBox.com. Check them out on Facebook and Instagram. I think that's all I got right now. I think that's our break. Yeah.
Back into the movie. We're only like 20 minutes into it. We gotta kind of speed run this. Oh, Chris just added in. They do off-road wheeling, trail rides, and camping.
Okay.
I'm actually going to be doing that later this year.
I didn't see any of that posted on their website, so that's what I was struggling with. I was like, wheeling. How do I explain that part?
Four-wheeling, just wah. Yeah, that stuff's fun. All right, back to the movie.
All right, go ahead.
Should we get through they recruit the first 5, as I said, and I think they did a little bit of a musical number there. There's kind of musical numbers throughout this whole movie.
So real quick, they went to that real high upscale restaurant, and
that's later. The super fancy restaurant. Is that
the last one?
That's the last one. Or second, the last one or second to last? You're wrong. I'm still wrong too, but you know what?
Go ahead.
But they get the first 5 guys. They're all doing like the big band at a casino. That's their gig. And then after they do their show or in their performance, Blues Brothers are like, hey, we're getting the band back together. And they basically are like totally in for it. So that happens. And I think, isn't that what after that is when the place they're staying in blows up, if I remember? And then he quits his job.
At the glue factory.
Yep. And so then they go and recruit the next guy, which was... I'm going to use some of the names because it helps me in my head.
Mm-hmm.
They get Mr. Matt Guitar Murphy. And he's at a soul food restaurant. They don't really specify where it is, but
it's in downtown Chicago.
Downtown Chicago somewhere. They have him there, and then who's the other guy with him there? Lou Marini. Blue Lou. And then the person who's serving the food is Aretha Franklin, which I just thought was the funniest thing ever. It's like, oh my goodness. And musical number happens, and Blue Lou and Mr. Guitar himself, Matt Murphy, decide to come back to the band. And then after that is when they go to get
4 fried chickens and a Coke, dry white toast.
Dry white toast. No drink. Then they go and get Mr. Fabulous. If you want to explain that out.
Oh, maybe you explain Mr. Fabulous?
Yeah.
I was still thinking about Aretha.
If you want to go into a little Aretha, that's fine.
All right. So this is the second, I think the second. I was thinking about this yesterday and I didn't write it down, but so in chronological order, when they first pull up to, well, so you got Cab Calloway is the guy that works at the church. Yep. Now let me tell you, here we go. Y'all ready for this? As usual, I do my Allman Brothers connection.
Oh my God. Here we go.
You hush.
Oh no.
You don't think there's one, do you?
Oh, I know there's always at least 2 degrees of it's the 2 degrees of the Allman Brothers. It's not Kevin Bacon. I almost called it the degrees of the Bosco.
So Aretha Franklin, You Better Think, and then R.E.S.P.E.C.T. All right, that song was originally written by Otis Redding.
Oh my goodness!
You didn't know that, did you?
I did not know that. Yeah, that's cool information.
Yeah, see there, huh?
Wow.
Otis Redding had to go on to start Redwall Recording Studios, Then it was eventually turned into Capricorn Studios, who would actually, and Aretha would actually record with Duane Allman, which we covered that in our Muscle Shoals album, Muscle Shoals episode. And she recorded 2 or 3 songs with Duane and Muscle Shoals. So, but yeah, R.E.S.P.E.C.T. was written by Otis Redding. He thought it was something about either he didn't think a guy could really pull it off, or he thought that it would have been better if a female sang it.
Which,
so they tossed it out to Aretha.
Honestly, that's kind of the same thought.
Right. Well, I mean, maybe I couldn't remember if it was that. He was like, "Man, maybe it's better than a female." So they, they toss it to the Queen of Soul herself. Maybe she rest easy. But Matter of fact, I have a Pandora playlist. It's just in that music genre.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a couple Aretha. It hit me hard yesterday, dude. I was on my way into work, and I was like, "What's going on here?" Because it was like, boom, and then 2 songs, and then boom, another Aretha song, and then 2 or 3 songs later, boom, and I was like, "What's the deal, man?" So, yeah,
I already just pulled that up.
okay. So,
We keep clicking the same thing.
making sure everybody's paying attention.
All right, back into the movie.
Yeah. So they go on from there, and out in the street is one of my favorite songs of all time. One of my favorite guitar players, John Lee Hooker. He's out in the street playing. And what song is he playing?
Right before it. Crap.
It was actually
boom,
it was
boom,
before
boom, boom.
and kind of during. Yeah. Boom, boom. So they get out, they go talk to Aretha, they come back out, and then they go to Ray's, don't they?
Ray's. Which was Ray's? Is that the
Man, I keep dropping my pen.
crap? Oh, yep. No, they didn't go to Ray's first. They go.
When they left the soul food place?
No, Ray's is after they collect all the people. They went to the really fancy restaurant because Mr. Fabulous was working there, who was another member of the band. So they had to pick his ass up.
Oh, yeah, Mr. Fabulous is playing the Mater D.
Yeah. And
Women. How much for your women?
yeah, they kind of act a fool at the very fancy restaurant just to convince Mr. Fabulous to join them. He's like, "Fine, if you guys will leave."
You notice somebody else was in that restaurant as well?
Who was it? I think I saw who it was, but I just want you to confirm it.
Anybody else can guess? Anybody else in the chat? It was Mr. Pee Wee Herman.
No.
Yep, he plays the waiter. Pee Wee
that's-
Herman. I guess it was, I don't know, when did Pee Wee Herman come out?
Probably around that time, but yeah, that's just funny.
Yeah.
And then after that, that's when they go to Ray's. And Ray is Ray Charles.
Ray Charles.
And got another
George's own.
You got another funny one in there. A little kid tries to sneak into the store. And obviously it's Ray Charles. Everybody knows he's blind. And the kid tries to sneak in and while they're talking, and sneaks in to try and grab a guitar. Just pulls out a revolver and goes, bam, bam! Right?
Mm-hmm.
And the kid runs up.
I mean, catches him in that hole. Just he's about to grab it.
Yeah.
Boy, that's a shame. A boy like that gone astray. Yes. I was like, I think everybody just froze. Like, come on, man. Come on, Ray. We know you can see now. Just be honest. Come on.
No, it's Stevie Wonder who can see.
Oh, that's right.
I believe it. Ray Charles wouldn't doubt me if he was blind. But Stevie for sure can see.
Yeah.
But then they do a musical number there with Ray. I forget the song. But they did a musical number.
Come on. Shake it. Twist Again. Twist Again, I think is the name of the song. Go ahead. I'll look it up. Go ahead. Keep going.
And then they go through and whatchamacallit, they get all the stuff that they need, and they're like, And then Ray's like, "You're putting it on an IOU, aren't you?" He's like, "Yup, same old, same old." And
Yep.
they go off to their first gig. But the thing is, they all go off to this restaurant, and the Blues Brothers stay out in the parking lot. They're like, "Oh yeah, we'll give the guy a call." And Carrie Fisher shows back up, and tries flamethrowering them, and there's a propane tank next to them, so it blows up, and they are sitting in a phone booth, and it gets rocketed off into the stratosphere, and they come back down and land, and they're fine.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And then there's like $7 in quarters on the ground. So like, ooh, $7. Ooh, yummy.
Yeah.
Not yummy.
There we go. They just dust off like nothing happened.
Yep, it happens.
Oh look, money.
Ooh, free money. Then
So
they start driving off somewhere, and they find a bar, and it says there's live music that night with the Good Old Boys, and they go in. They're like, "Yeah, we're the Good Old Boys. Yeah, totally. We're here to perform."
The good old boy, good old blue. How does he say? Good old
Blues Brothers boys. And so they perform a song, and it just wasn't the vibe of it was a country bar, and they were playing blues. So they got boo, throwing beer at the cage that they're in, because they either playing the chicken wired in thing, like an old country bar, kind of like I don't know if you've seen Roadhouse, the original Roadhouse, same thing.
Yep.
And then they're like, "Wait, how about we play the theme from Rawhide?" So they play that, and everybody goes wild, and they just kind of, they wanted hillbilly music. But then they do that, and the place is like, "Yeah, here's your money. It's $200, but you drank $300 worth of beer. You owe us $100." It's like, "Yeah, we'll go outside and talk to the people." And then the actual Good Old Boys show up.
Let me go talk to the band.
And they start, and they essentially just bolt. They just get out of there. They run off, and the Good Old Boys chase after them with the owner of the bar and start shooting at them. And there's another group of people after them besides the silly Germans and the cops. Now they have Good Old Boys.
I hate Illinois Nazis.
Yeah.
I mean, I figure we're this far into the episode, we can say it now.
I don't think YouTube cares at this point.
Like we're getting paid for it.
So then they actually find the promoter and are like, "Hey, we need $5,000. We need at least to be paid $5,000." And it's like, "Well, we have this one venue, but you're never going to sell it out." And they said, "Book it." So they drive all around Chicago. "Come to the event. $2 cover fee. Blah, 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 blah." And they drive everywhere. They have all the orphan boys putting things out. Give a flyer to Aretha Franklin. Ray Charles gets one. Obviously puts it upside down because he's blind.
Exactly.
That was great. And then
let me see.
So that night comes, and everybody's ready for the performance. They pack, the whole place gets packed. Even the cops show up because they know the Blues Brothers are going to be there. And the Good Old Boys are there. I think the Germans were there, if I remember. Everybody was there. And only people that aren't there are the Blues Brothers, Jake and Elwood. Because they were out promoting still. And they ran out of gas.
There's the poster, y'all. You can actually buy that poster on Amazon.
Oh, that's actually really cool.
Yeah, that's actually a really cool idea. I think when I get my OG studio back, I'm gonna have it on the wall behind me.
I might do that too. That's really cool. But going and they get to a gas station and there's this hot European girl. So they fill the gas for her and she gives them $100 or something like that.
I think so, yeah.
And
keep
the change. And they use that $100 to pay for their own gas. And they get to the event. They see all the cops are there. And so I have an idea. Let's fill the tires on the cop cars with some chemical so they blow up when they get warm. And glue all over the RVs for the good old boys, the gas pedal. Just prepping themselves for when they have to, as they are correctly guessing, escaping.
Yep.
And then they sneak their way in. And everybody's like, we want the Blues Brothers. We want the Blues Brothers. So eventually their mentor from the orphanage, nope, that's task manager, not my notes. They had, what is this name? We're going to pull this up. Boop-a-doop-a-doop. Boop, 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 boop. Where is it? Curtis, played by Cab Calloway. He does a song, and everybody goes wild for him. And
what song is it? One of the greatest songs I've ever heard, and I love it too because he gets crowd participation. Minnie the Moocher.
Mm-hmm. Minnie the Moocher.
A lot of these songs, folks, are really R&B, or R&B back then, soul as I call it. Just not Convoy, Turtle Stick Convoy, which we might cover that movie. But anyway, before I get distracted, thank you, Turtle, for
this guy.
One of the greatest songs. Okay, Convoy's a great song. Fair enough. But the whole movie is full of these great soul, rhythm and blues, staples and nowadays classics. But they were classic in 1980 because they were originally done back in the 60s, even further back in the in the 50s. Cab Calloway at the time, he was, matter of fact, through that whole movie, he was running a fever and he was sick. That's why if you watch it, you can kind of see how tired he is under his eyes. If you watch closely, watch the movie, and you look at Cab Calloway, like under his eyes, you can really tell. But I've done a lot of research on this movie throughout the years, and it's one of my most favorites. There's two movies that I watched, matter of fact, on my birthday, and my birthday's in a week. I'll be 44.
Damn it, Foxy.
Oh, gosh. So,
this
Blues
is what
Brothers
she said. We need to make fun of her for this.
Smokey and the Bandit. You got to be ashamed of yourself.
Just got.
We'll have to cover Ghostbusters now. It's been a topic. I mean, it has a car in it, so that qualifies, right?
Sure. Then whatchamacallit? Yeah, the Blues Brothers sneak in and they kind of peek through the curtains, wave up to Curtis, and he's like, "And introducing the Blues Brothers!" And they come down, run down, "Hey!" And all the cops are like that's them. And John Candy, the main detective, is like, or main detective played by John Candy is like, wait, let's listen to them play. We haven't heard them play. So they play Sweet Home Chicago. And
Orange whip, 3 orange whips.
And the crowd goes nuts for them. And eventually, after they get done performing their song, they go back and go behind, and they find the guy who runs the place, and they're like, "Hey, is there any escapes on the or place to escape, get out of here without Fuzz catching us?"
Yeah, can we get out of here?
Yeah. And so he's like, "Yeah, it's just behind the stage." So they have the band keep playing, and so they kind of crawl across the stage, just goofy like, and they escape, jump into the passageways under there, and guess who's there? Bosco.
Oh, this is on me. Well, Princess Leia. She came.
Princess Leia's
she
there.
didn't. She did not have a lightsaber. She had an
M16. She sprays all around them, and they hit the deck. Ah! And then eventually she runs out of bullets, and Jake jumps up and he's like, "Hey, baby!" And she's like, "You left me!
There was an earthquake. I had bald tires. I ran out of gas." He makes every BS excuse. And she did not call. She called him a whole lot more than a nerf herder, which whatever the hell that is.
And so then he eventually. She's like, "You let me in. There was 300 people waiting for us to get married." And so he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, baby," and smooches her. And then after he gets done smooching her, he just throws her into the dirt.
He's like, "Yeah, I left because I could figure out you were crazy." Go ahead.
Yes. So then
I already kind of figured you were crazy. I figured I'd just go ahead and cut out early.
Yeah. So then they get running, and they run to their car, to the Bluesmobile, and it's sitting right under where all the cops are. So they get in, rip, all the cops start shooting. Carrie Fisher starts.
Wait.
What did I miss?
Line.
What line? Oh,
it's 106 miles to Chicago.
Got a full tank of gas.
Full tank of gas, half pack of cigarettes. It's dark, and we're wearing sunglasses. I didn't even have to look that up.
Sorry, I forgot the line. I'm speed running through this, and I'm missing the most important parts. I'm sorry, guys. I'm a disappointment. So then, turn the ignition. They rip on out of there, and cops start shooting at them. Carrie Fisher starts shooting at them, and eventually they drive through the night. And they're like, "Oh, time to get off."
They all have the aiming capabilities of
a potato. Well, you forgot the line. Oh, let's get off the main road. So they pop off the ditch, and then,
oh yeah, yep.
You pop off, and it's just they roll, and all the cops crash everywhere. It's like, oh boy. Yeah. Let's do a Google search. Sorry to wreck the show. How many cop cars do you think they destroyed in this movie?
In the movie as a total? Oh Lord.
Give me a number.
We go 275.
You're way past double. So,
Oh, really?
in the original Blues Brothers, they actually held the record for the most police cars destroyed in a single movie.
Really?
And it was 103. And you want to know the movie that beat it? Blues Brothers 2000.
Really?
Yes.
All right.
They destroyed, it was 104 cars. Just wow.
Turtle checks your I was gonna say I've been trying to get something going here, but Turtle check your text messages. He says he's gonna go get her. Okay. Pause for the cause. Not gonna say her name, but Turtle's daughter is 8 today. Happy birthday from Uncle Bosco and Mr. Worldwide.
Happy birthday.
We wish you a very happy birthday. I hope it's special and I hope it's awesome. I hope you get all the candy and sweets and treats and everything that you want.
You deserve all the candy. I don't care what your dad says. You deserve all the candy. All the sweets.
Yep. So happy birthday.
I'm
from
not
Uncle
sorry.
Bosco, Forever Road Podcast. He's not sorry.
I'm not sorry.
And if not, then tell Uncle Bosco and I'll come over and punch your dad in the big toe. And I have his house key, so I can go in there anytime I want.
Just go bring over like a Costco-sized candy bag. Just be like, here you go. Bad influence.
Well, we don't have Costco down here, but yeah.
Aw. But
yeah, happy birthday, sweet girl. You're awesome, and you are very, very loved. Okay.
going back to the movie, they eventually get back to Chicago. They just drive right on through the police barricade because the cops know they're coming.
Mm-hmm.
And their mission is to get to the tax office by as fast as they can because it was probably their last day that they could get there. And they zoom on through town, destroy more cop cars, and eventually make their way to the tax building. And got to make sure we barricade all the doors. Oh, wait. Right when they stop at the tax place, they get out of the car. Right as Elwood slams the door shut, the car falls apart.
Oh, yeah. Every
in the most
on that car just...
It's just in the most comical way ever. Just
after all of that, after flying through the air, landing on, flying through the air, doing the flips, landing on all four tires, jumping over the bridge. I think it has supernatural powers because of where Elwood parked it initially.
Didn't it also have a piston blow on it while they were in the car chase?
Oh yeah, slung a rod. And I was like,
whoa, that's death sentence for a car. Because that was when the Silly Windmill people were chasing them. They also the Silly Windmill people chased them in Chicago too, but somehow they flew into space. Did you notice that they hit a jump and they were in space and falling back?
Yeah,
I was like, huh?
Well, they go over where the road ends and then they back up. And apparently, it gives them, the car has supernatural powers. If you pay attention to where they parked the car at to begin with, underneath that transformer, I think that's where the supernatural. That's the going theory about the whole, where he parked the car when he was at the boarding house.
Oh my God! Oh, jeez.
Hey man, you never try to bring. This is what I struggle with too. You never try to bring logic to a movie.
I know. I learned that from
when
Fast
and
Furious.
Exactly.
But they get to the tax office.
Never try to bring logic to a movie. Hang on. Go ahead.
I'll keep rolling. I don't know if Bosco can hear me, but
Oh, I can. I was just turning on some light.
your future is now brighter.
Yeah.
Then they get to the tax office. They got to barricade every door. And one important detail that I missed was right when they break through the barricade. I don't know who it was, but somebody in the police force authorized a unreasonable amount of force.
Yep.
And oh boy, it's unreasonable.
Yeah.
So they get to the tax office, they barricade every door, and all the police are hut, 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 hut. And guess who also shows up? The army. Hut, 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 hut. And rappelling off the building. They're just tanks, everything, just a ridiculous amount of force. And so they get to the tax office and they pay the taxes, the 5,000. And boom, pans to the next shot. 100 people with guns all pointed at them. You want to go with the rest?
Well, right when they drop off that payment, they get them handcuffs slapped on them. Here's some bracelets. Click.
Yeah.
How y'all doing? Then they break away into
the jail, right?
Yep, they break away into the prison. They're back in Joliet, and they bust out with the old Elvis cut of Jailhouse Blues.
Jailhouse Rock. Come on, buddy.
Jailhouse Rock. What did I say? Jailhouse Blues.
Everybody rock. Everybody dancing to the Jailhouse Rock. Everybody in the whole cell block dances the Jailhouse Rock. Come on.
So and then that's when everybody, if you watch the credits, of course, credit rolls.
And you know who was also in the crowd? Joe Walsh.
No way.
Yes, he was.
Was he?
Yeah, he was. If you look up in the front, there's a dude with just long ass hair, and that's Joe Walsh.
Joe Walsh in Blues Brothers. We gotta look at this. Oh, he is. He's in the jailhouse.
Yeah.
Dude. I did not catch that before. Anybody else out there, Joe Walsh? I'm not an Eagles fan.
And
that may be blasphemous. I was going to say everybody else I know is like, oh, Eagles. Oh, I'm like,
Eagles. Come on, man. Hotel California.
Sorry, dude.
Take it easy.
Sorry, man. I don't see it.
That's fine.
There he is right there. Joe Walsh. So get this. In the extended version of the film, Elwood is seen parking the Bluesmobile. It must be in the extended version because I don't think you can see it. I have the extended version.
I watched the unrated version, which I'm guessing is the extended.
In the electric substation that was used to power Chicago's elevated trains. I think that's how the Bluesmobile got the power for the car. I think that's where I got it from, watching the sub.
Oh boy.
Yeah. They had to cut that scene to shorten the length of the film. Landis said there's no need to explain the car's powers. It was just simply a magic car. And they were on a mission from God.
Yeah, they were on a mission from God, which definitely doesn't get mentioned like 18 times in the movie.
When you're on a mission from God, you got to make that bold statement, bruh. The original Bluesmobile was a 1968 Cadillac Fleetwood 60 Special. The second Bluesmobile was a 74 Dodge Monaco. The third one was a 90 model Crown Vic LTD. Um, not to be confused with the Men in Black, but it was his second body style. It was a body style
Okay.
right after that.
Hmm.
But let's see. I know we're hitting on an hour and a half now, but was this movie fun?
This was a great movie. I'm so happy I watched it. And so, little trivia for me. This is actually, I think, one of my dad's favorite movies. He quoted it all the time. He'd always be like, on a mission from God. We're on a mission from God.
We're on a mission from God.
Yeah.
Y'all get in the truck and he just looks over at you, and he ain't fired the truck up yet. He just looks over at you. We're on a mission from God.
Or that, or half pack of cigarettes. Dark out. We got shades on. Yeah, he'd say that and fire it up, and we'd go.
I know my two boys watched this movie when they were little. Of course, with me, you know, that's the old kind of movies I would watch all the time anyway. But it's one of our family staples, at least my side of the family anyway.
Yeah.
And Deadleg's in the chat. Hey, Deadleg. There he is. But yeah, I really, everybody, if you love music, especially old, I keep saying old, but especially like real music.
Hey, every music is real music except for certain music that nobody likes. This has a lot of R&B, little bit of rock, all that classic stuff. It's great. I'm calling this a musical because it is.
Right.
It's the best musical.
I don't know. Do y'all think it's a musical?
It's technically a musical because there's music, there's choreography, like full on dance songs, like song and dance, you know, do, blah, 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 and they're dancing along to it. Yeah, it's definitely a musical.
How'd that go again?
It went like this. I might have to come back and do a reel. Oh no.
Yes.
Uh-oh.
Especially the do. Yep. I'm gonna somehow incorporate that into our intro.
Please no.
Next week we're gonna do a music episode.
Yep.
We hadn't got our topic yet.
No, we have not figured that one out. Was it music? Yes. Then after that is our criminal activity one.
Yes. Then we cover an automotive topic. And then back to our movie review.
Which we might have a special guest for.
Yes. Did we?
Possibly.
This month?
I don't know if we finalized it though, but we can talk offline.
Yeah. We can talk offline. Well, everybody, thank you for joining us in the chats. Thank you for comments and talking with us and everything like that. I really, really seriously appreciate it. Click that subscribe button down below. Click the like.
Even better, subscribe and bell. I don't really care about likes. Likes are cool. But if you hit the bell, that means you'll get a notification, obviously. And you'll be able to come back because we are terrible at planning these out. And you can watch when we go live again. It'll actually send you a notification. We don't have to send one to you.
Yeah.
And
yes. Please hit that subscribe and hit the bell. For our audio listeners, go into your settings, the little gear up there by the name of the title. Click auto download for our audio listeners, and it'll automatically.
Or if you're on Spotify, hit I think follow. That works too. But I think with that, let's hit some outro music. What do you think? Or should we do? You have an outro that you like to talk, right?
Oh, Just real quick. Listen, well, that was it. Y'all just please follow us on Spotify, iHeart. Check us out on Instagram. You can send me a message on Instagram. Send us a message on Facebook. foreverroadpodcast@gmail.com and all the other places. If you don't find us, then we're not there. But I am very grateful for y'all. Share this video. Tell everybody. Tell your family and your friends, even your dog.
Especially your dog.
Brothers and sisters, as always, the road goes on forever. I love y'all. Peace. Hit it.
Outro music.
Thanks for riding with us on the Forever Road podcast with Bosco. Hey, you can find and follow us at Instagram and Facebook, or just drop us a line or a question anytime at foreverroadpodcast@gmail.com. See you next time on the Forever Road podcast.